Hi everyone! When you're ready to create your Google Drawing Dream Classroom floor plan, you're going to open up the Google Drawing file that says My Dream Classroom Floor Plan. Now you can see here, here's the main area where you're going to create your floor plan. What I would suggest first is to start with the outline of your walls. So I would use Polyline, and if you click this little down arrow next to the line button on your menu, you can scroll down to Polyline. Polyline is just a line that allows you to click and drag and make a line that is continuous, and then when you get back to the beginning, it creates a whole shape with a color. So I'm going to use this to create all of the floor of the outside of my room, and then I'll add the floor plan to the inside. So I'm just going to start by looking at my sketch that I drew before, and I would look at the floor plan one, the one that you drew first or second, that just shows how you want the walls to look. So I've got a little room right here, and it goes into the main area, then the library, and then a couple other rooms here. All right, so I'm going to start with Polyline, and I'm going to start with this room that's over here. I'm going to click and drag, and then click once I get to the corner, and then drag again. And then click once I get to the end, and then drag again. And I'm going to keep clicking and dragging until I've gotten my whole outside of my floor plan all drawn. I think it looks something kind of like that. It's pretty similar. It might be a little bit different, but this is just an example to show you guys. Now here's all the floor. If you wanted to go to Paint Bucket and change the color of the floor, you could. Don't do anything really distracting like bright pink. Just do something muted, like I'm going to do a muted green. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I select off of that so I'm not selected on here anymore. And then I can either use Polyline or I can use regular line to make the inner parts of the walls. So I'm just going to use regular line. I think that might just be easier for what I want to do. So I'm going to just start here, drag, and then that just creates one line. And I'm going to finish this area right here. These are the inner walls, and then that's the doorway. You might need to go to your select button up here. You might need to use the zoom tool to look closer, and you might need to shift things over a little bit, like my wall there was not quite on the other wall. So then I'm going to go back to my original view fit, and then I'll keep using the line tool. Try that again. I'm going to make sure I drag this time. And my doorway is going to be right there. And then this is the library. This is the little lounge area. You look back at my, oh, I need to add the bathroom there. Little tiny square. Looks pretty good. I need to add the lab and then the art and the music center. So I just have a couple more interior walls to make. So that kind of goes like that. This is the lab. And I think this goes up into a circle. Yep. Or sorry, not a circle, a square. Looks good, and then I have one wall that's diagonal right here. That kind of breaks up the art and the music centers. Okay, I think I'm pretty good. I got all my walls set up. Now there were some areas that I left closed where I needed an actual door, and some areas where I left open. I forgot that I needed to add the doors there. So if that happens to you, you can always just grab a little rectangle, put it right over where you want the door to go, and I'm going to turn it the same color as the carpet, and the line as well, the same color as the carpet, so it looks kind of see-through. I can do that again for the other doors, or I can just copy and paste that for where I want the other doors to go. Now, one awesome feature of Google Drawings is if you click this little top circle, it'll rotate your shapes around. And then if you click these squares on the side, it'll make your shape bigger or smaller. So I think I have enough doors. Oh, I need a door for the bathroom. One little door right there. All right, looks good. Now, the last thing I need to do is I just need to add the shapes that show where the furniture is, and I have to add my labels, my little text where it says what is in this room and what the furniture is. So I would suggest to use the shape tools, the simple shapes for that. If I'm starting with like my tables, I can choose whatever shape I think would look best for a table. I can twist them around so they're in the right position. And then I can use Paint Bucket to change the color of the tables. I can copy and paste that a couple more times and twist it around until it looks right. Looks pretty good. I need some stools, so I'm going to use circles for that. And since I have so many stools, I'm going to copy and paste. Control C and then Control V, or you can go Edit Copy, Edit Paste. And I'm doing that so I don't have to draw the same circle a million times, because I'm going to need 12 of them for each of these tables. All right, let's see, what else do I need to add? I need to add some bookshelves. I've got some spiral couches here. I'll show you how I made the spiral couches. The spiral couches were just one of these shapes. Oh, this little one right here, this rainbow shape. And I put them together to make double couches, but I can't, I guess I could twist this if I wanted to, but here's something else you can do instead of twisting it. You can click Format Options, and you can actually flip things different directions or in different angles, so that can kind of help you line things up. Oops, undo. If you ever make a mistake, you go to the back arrow, undo. So I just put these two couches together in kind of like a spiral to show that they were like double couches connected. And then I turned them a color, but to make them look like they're connected, I made the outline transparent. So now they look like they're completely connected together. All right, what else did I add? I added some bookshelves. I just used a long rectangle. Whenever I wanted to add shelves, I used a long rectangle along the sides of the walls. I added areas of carpets. So I used big squares for that. What else? Most of these are rectangles and squares put together and circles, except my little bean bags. I think I used the cloud shape for the bean bags on top of the carpet. So once I think I've got all my furniture put into my floor plan, obviously I don't, I have to keep adding some things here, but once you feel like you do, then I want you to use the text options to label things. So I could start by dragging my text box and labeling this the main area. And then I can use, if I go drop down by the line, I can use an arrow to show that this is the main area. I can add another text box over here, and I can say this is the movement area. And I can add another arrow. So I'm going to label all my rooms, but I'm also going to label what the furniture is. For example, if this is a table, I'm going to say table, and you might want to turn your text white by going to the text color. Make sure that you can see that if it's a dark shape. So here's how my design ended up when I was finished. You don't have to get super fancy with color, but you do want to really pay attention to labeling things, making sure the area works well with people moving around. You want to have like hallways and doorways and areas where people can move. You don't want anything too close together. You want it to be functional, but you also want it to look nice. All right, so when I finish my floor plan, I've got my Google Drawing file, I can just turn this file in as my final project, this Google Drawing file. All right, I cannot wait to see your work. Good luck, everyone.